Hey guys, Paul Michael Kane here again with another PMK photo tip and or trick. Today we're going to do a little something different. I'm going to try, with no agenda in mind, I want to take this picture you see of my daughter Peyton, her eyes. I want to try to cyberpunk her out, make her look really cool, like the Matrix kind of thing, maybe a movie poster. The point is I want to try to play with you guys watching what I do, and hopefully in the process maybe get some insight and some tips and tricks while I'm working inside of Photoshop to make this image. So I find it very useful to play inside of Photoshop to learn, and we're going to try that right now. We're going to try this. You guys let me know in the comments below if you like this, if you want to see more of this, and let's get started. All right, I'm going to rearrange this workspace a little bit so I have some room to work. I need a new canvas, and I'm going to make that canvas about 5,000 pixels by 5,000 pixels. I'm going to leave it at 300 dpi, and this is where we're going to draw some shapes onto this canvas, and then we're going to take those shapes and make them into those concentric circles. We're going to do this on a brand new layer, and I'm going to select my keyboard shortcut M will get my rectangular marquee tool, and I'm just going to draw some long and skinny lines here. I'm going to hold down shift so I can add to this selection, and there's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm going thick and thin, leaving some space here, making it a little thicker here, and so on. Again, there's no right or wrong to this. Now, with my foreground color selected at black, I'm going to Alt backspace, and that's going to fill those selections with black. I'm going to deselect. Now, we're on our own layer here. If I turn off the background, you can see we're transparent behind those black bars. Now with that layer selected, I'm going to go to Filter, Distort, Polar Coordinates. And what we'll get is a nice circular shape. If I zoom out, yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I think I want to add one more thin one, and we'll put it a little bit further out here, and maybe one up here. We'll start and stop with thin lines. Go ahead and fill those with black. Deselect and redo that distort polar coordinates. We'll see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm going to hit OK. And you'll see it'll come a little smaller inside. There we go, right there. So since we have a blank transparent background, I'm going to drag this over and put it right there. I like that a lot. That's very good. Okay, so I'm going to make this layer go away for a second. Turn that invisible. I'm going to create a brand new layer, and I'm going to do something very similar, except I'm going to go in the other direction. So I'm going to make a line there. I'm going to make it a little thicker here, thinner. And again, part of the fun of this is we're just playing with shapes. We're playing with thickness and lines. I'm going to fill that with black. Deselect, and now we're going to go to Filter, Polar Coordinates again, and this time it's going to affect it completely differently. It's going to throw out these perspective lines. Okay, that's very cool. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take all of those and duplicate that so we get them going across the board. And we'll do that again. You know what? I think I want to try, let's see what this looks like. If I put this here and this here, see if that spreads them out a little bit. I'm going to rotate this one. And then we're going to merge all three layers together of those, just those lines. Merge them together, hitting Control E. That will put them all on their own layer. I'm going to do that polar coordinate again. I'm just going to hit that. Control F. We'll do that again, and we'll see if it doesn't give us a little better. Ooh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool. I like that a lot. All right, so I'm going to take this layer, drag this over here. All right, and then I'm going to have to reposition so the center goes right there. And you can see where we're going with this. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. All right, one more time, we're going to create a brand new layer. Not on that document. We're going to go on this document and make a brand new layer here. We're going to make those perspective lines go away, and we're going to draw some shapes. We're going to draw some rectangular shapes, and we're going to make sure our fill is set to nothing, and our stroke is, I'm going to go about 10. No, you know what? Let's make it a little thicker. Let's go 15 on the stroke. And this time, we're just going to draw the, you know what? That might be too thick. Let's go 12. See what that looks like. You know what? I think, let's go 8. Now we're talking. Okay. So we're going to draw some shapes here. And if you guys know me, you know I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I got a little bit of work in with Lucasfilm and had a blast doing it. And you'll recognize this shape, I'm sure, when I get done with this. So we're going to draw just a bunch of different boxes all the way across. I'm going to move this so we get out of the way of that properties box. Do this. All right, we'll do a couple here and maybe one here. Very good. Now I'm going to merge all of those rectangular layers. Go to rectangle 1, hit E to merge all of those. I'm going to hide. There we go. That's very cool. Now watch what happens when I do polar coordinates here. And like I said, you Star Wars fans, you'll recognize this, I think. Let's see. Distort polar coordinates. Oh, we got to rasterize or convert it to smart object. I want to rasterize these. Should be really cool. If I zoom out, yeah, that's really, really cool. All right, I'm going to hit OK on that. And that will put it on its own layer as well. Boy, that's cool. All right, so now we're going to take this and drag this over to this layer here and resize it there. Okay, so we're done with this. I don't need any more shapes to deal with this. So we're going to go ahead and close that. Now here's where the fun begins. First up, I'm going to go ahead and make this nice and big so we can see what we're doing here. Now, my choice here, I have 2 eyes to work off of. I'm going to work on the eye closest to us, meaning the biggest eye. She's at a slight angle. So I'm going to make these layers go away first. So we're just looking at this. I want to cool off this image. I'm going to duplicate this layer just so I'm not working on the original. And I'm going to go to Photo, or Image, Adjust, Photo Filters. Let's see where, there they are. And I'm going to go to a cooling filter. Yeah, now we're talking. We're going to blue her up a whole bunch here. We're going for an unrealistic look, so a little craziness can be forgiven. I like that a lot. All right, we got that, and then we're going to go ahead and do filter, lens correction, and we're going to give her a bit of a vignette. We'll go to custom, and then we'll darken here like this, pull in the midpoint. Very good. All right, so just in a few slides, we're already at that cyberpunk looking concept. I really like this. So first up, I'm going to activate the concentric circles, and I'm going to drag it right over her eye, just like that. I'm going to resize it. Let's go right about here. See what that looks like. Now, what I want to do is I want to duplicate this layer. Okay, so now there's 2 of us. I'm going to hit Control T to transform it, and I'm just going to rotate it a little bit. And now I've got some really cool shapes going on, simply because there's a few little gaps in there. We're going to flatten these 2, and then we're going to invert this. We're going to make the circles white. All right, very cool. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I'm going to go ahead and switch my blending mode to, I think, a soft light. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to make this a little bigger, and I'm going to do 2 things. First, I'm going to duplicate this layer again and then turn it off. And then on the layer I have active, I'm actually going to erase using a hard-edged brush. I'm going to erase this circle here. That's really close to her pupil. All right, very good. All right, nice. So now with that other layer, I'm going to transform that and make it very small so we get those eyes. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. All right, so far so good. I'm really liking this. All right, let's bring out the perspective lines, which are right here. I'm going to drag this, whoops, I'm going to drag this right over here. And then once again, I'm going to invert that selection. So not the selection, the actual colors. I'm going to make the black white just like that. All right, I'm going to mess with my opacity here. Ooh, that's looking cool. She's looking pretty bionic there. Right now, I like this, but we have these hard edges right here. And I think I might want to try to keep these things away from the edges. So I'm going to add a layer mask. The layer mask is white. If I'm painting with black, if I use a gradient with black as a foreground color, and we use this black to transparent, we should be able to draw some lines and get rid of those edges. There we go. Pull this down. And we're using that transparent, black to transparent, so we get these really cool perspective lines fading off into the distance here. Yeah, I like that a lot. We can even, let's try to duplicate this. We're going to rotate it a bit. Let's see. You know what? My pivot point, I'm going to put right in the middle of her eye. So now we're going to be rotating right on that pivot point. Let's see. Do I like, ooh, yeah, I like that. So what I'm going to do with this, though, is I'm going to make it just a little smaller. See how that looks. And again, I'm playing. I'm just having fun doing this. This is a whole lot of fun. So we're going to go ahead and hit this with our gradient tool again. Get rid of some of the hard edges. I'm going to go ahead and, do I like that? Let's rotate it a little bit more. Whoop, put our pivot point right in the middle, right there. Rotate it just a bit more, right about there. Yes, I like that a lot. So now I'm going to go ahead and merge these two layers, and then adding another layer mask, I'm going to just, using a brush, really soft edge brush, using Shift and the bracket key as a modifier, I'm going to soften the middle right there. That's very cool. All right, I'm going to turn that on and off. Very good. Where's my set? Do we still like that? See, now I'm thinking it might be too much. But we knock it way back. Good. Good. Nice. Okay. So we're making some really nice progress. I think I want to soften these edges up to here with the gradient tool. Just come in here, soften these up just a bit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so now we have what's next, those shapes. Let's activate those. We're going to invert that color to white. We're going to make this smaller. We're going to put this in the middle here. And for this, I think what we're going to do, let's go, do we want to go that small? Do we want to put that right in the middle? Choices, choices. I like this right here. All right, what I'm going to do with this is add a layer style. I'm going to come in here and go, let's see, an outer glow. And we'll make that outer glow, oh, look at that, I already had it selected to blue. Let's go with a different blue, though. I like that right there. Make the size and the spread a little less. We'll make the size bigger, the spread less. And then what we'll do is, so the blur stays active, we're going to use the fill rather than the opacity. Ooh, that's cool. That's very cool. She's looking pretty darn bionic right there. I'm still bothered by that second circle we made. I think I'm going to just drop it completely. Yep. Yeah, I like that. Now, also with the shapes, I think I'm going about it wrong. I'm going to change the fill to 100 and change the blending mode to soft light. Do we still have, can you still see the shapes in there? A little bit. Yeah, I'm going to leave it just like that. Oh, yeah, we're looking good. We're looking very cool right there. Now, what's next? I think our last step is to add in those matrix letters, numbers. I'm going to drag this over here, and I'm going to make that one go away. I'm going to make this go nice and big. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to strip out the color, image, adjust, desaturate. I'm going to invert the colors, and then I'm going to go overlay, and then mess with the opacity. I'm going to go ahead and make this fill the entire image. I'm going to mess with the opacity even more. There we go. Now I'm going to create a mask, and then with my gradient tool I'm just going to mask out. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I'm going to I really like that. That's very cool. I can't wait to show Peyton that. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to go ahead, just because I can, I think I'm going to add some type. And I want, let's see, let's go with something, I know what to do. We'll do Peyton, M-A-R-I-E. I'm going to make that big, and we're going to make that a font called Gunplay. Do I have that? Gunplay regular? No, I don't like that. How about Impact? Big and thick, like it. We're going to add a drop shadow to that. And the drop shadow color is going to be some of the darker blue in this image. Go right there. We'll spread it at a distance. Put it right about there. Good. And then we're going to knock back the actual letters like that. Yeah, she's going to love this. All right. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hey, check me out at paulmichaelkane.com or check out Lightbox Photo Cards at lightboxphotocards.com. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.